This is the third equation of your test, and there are four parts where you're solving equations. Now for this first one, we have four terms, number and variable on one side and number and variable on the other side. The first clue I gave you guys to solve equations like this is to find the smallest number. Your smallest number is your 3. So what you want to do is use the opposite operation on that 3 on both sides of the equation. So you have positive 3, so the opposite of that is negative 3. So you're going to subtract 3 from both sides. 12 minus 3 gives you 9. That's going to be plus 5x. And that's going to be equal to 7x. Now in order to solve from here, you remember in the end you want your variables on one side and your numbers on the other. So what you want to do is you want to combine or get rid of the 5x from this side so it joins this side. So you just have your variables on one side and your numbers on the other. So the opposite of adding 5x is subtracting 5x. And what we do on one side, we have to do on the other. And from there, you should be able to solve. Let me see if I still have this. Oh my goodness. Let me just... Good. Yeah, it's still doing that thing. Okay. So I have this here, so I don't have to deal with it later. So I have to drop it down later. But what we're doing again is we are, in the end, we're getting our numbers to one side and our variables on the other. So we already have a number on this side, so we want its like term over here to join it. What's like term is this subtracting 8, this negative 8. The opposite of subtracting 8 is adding 8. We want to do that to both sides of the equation. So when we do that, we just drop down this term because we haven't done anything with it yet. And 8 plus negative 8, that just gives us 0. So we can just leave that blank because they cancel out. 25 plus 8 is going to give us 37. And, oh wait, no, that's going to be 33. My fault. So now you're going to do the opposite operation. So right now you're dividing x by negative 3. The opposite of dividing by negative 3 is multiplying by negative 3. So you're going to multiply both sides by negative 3 so that on your left you'll have x and your right you'll have your answer. If we drop down here, we see that we're going to be using the distributive property. So distributive property, we multiply our number on the outside to our values on the inside. So 3 times x just gives us 3x. We're going to drop down that operation. 3 times 1 gives us 3. That's going to be equal to 12. And from here, you're just solving a two-step equation, which I believe you should be able to do on your own. But just in case, you want your numbers on one side and your variables on your other. You already have your number alone over here. So you want its like term to join it from this side. Its like term is 3. So because you're adding 3, you want to do the opposite operation. You want to subtract 3 from both sides of the equation so that you have a variable on the left and a number on the right. From here, same idea. It's just a two-step equation. We want our variables on one side, our numbers on the other. Alone on this side is a variable, so we want the variable over here to join it. And the only way we can do that is by using the opposite operation. Right now it's a negative 4x, so the opposite of negative 4x is positive 4x. So we add 4x to both sides. This negative 4x and positive 4x, they cancel out, so you're just left with negative 2. And negative 8x plus 4x, that just gives you negative 4x. Think of it as negative 8 plus 4. Negative 8 plus 4 is negative 4. But you have x's here, so it's going to be negative 8x plus 4x gives you negative 4x. And from here, you're solving a one-step equation. You're multiplying the x by negative 4. So you want to get the x by itself. You want to isolate it, so you have to do the opposite operation. You have to divide by negative 4 on both sides of the equation. Now remember, you have to check your work too. So for all of these, when you solve, you have to substitute your answer back into the original equation in order to get full credit.